Today I want to talk about civilization and human design. I think people been decoding themselves from the history, from books, right? From any data and sources that they can retrieve right now, and that's why they have like the history of the Stone Age, the Copper Age, and anything with the metal, and then right now in some point it will reach the computer age. So when it reached the computer age, most likely we're unable to obtain any tangible history anymore. So when it reached that time, then most likely the powerful being is gonna purge the data, or let's say if whoever that the powerful beings decide not to continue or don't like, so you're just gonna erase the history and purge the data, and then you know what I'm saying. So like right now, so we only can see the life before us through history books, right? And then some of us, like, we find books on the paper, and then some on the tombstone, some gravity, any tangible things, because before we didn't have the computer, so we cannot obtain any file. But now that we have computer, so like we have like some data that's stored in the computer, and then that's how we store that. So what my point is, this is it's not easy to talk on the verbally, but I wrote something about it. So here's the thing. So in some point, like, okay, so human is an alien in this earth, right? The original earth civilization, actually the animals, like the one that you see in the Avatar movie. The human was like from what do you call that? Outsider. We're coming with the oxygen tank, right? And then so we're the one who's an alien, and then we're the hybrid, so we can adapt the living here. Or maybe they just like put us the oxygen tank, which is the firmament, then that's why we can live here. And this is also like a part of the fractal game of the creator. And like we all know, we're architecturally we're fractal, like a Fibonacci. We're living in a loop. So if we die, we're going back to the source, and then if you want to play the game again, you can use your token, which is your karma or good deed, and then you can go back to this earth game, right? That's what I'm saying is like, so yeah, so we're the alien beings living in the earth. So in some point, like, whoever that can come back here, they or us, like, we can gather our knowledge or memory back from the cheat sheet. So we decoding ourselves from the cheat sheet. But how can we update the cheat sheet if if we reborn, we just like we were wiped out? I mean, our memory wiped out. So the only way was like, either you cheat during when you're in the source before you reborn. So when you reborn, you remember things. So so many babies that they remember things, and kids, they remember who they were before. They're like, then they came back here, or like, oh, I used to be your grandpa or something like that. So they probably cheat during the judgment, right? So there. And then secondly, you probably can obtain, if you kind of like working so hard or practicing so hard to remembering who you truly are. So when you make like a man, you make like intention. When you're reborn, you will do something to to have like, you know, a perfect memory or something, or like, you know, you're gonna or you mark your own, you mark yourself to remember. So let's say you like kind of hypnotize yourself to, oh, every time I see a cross, I will remember that I need to find you know, who I truly am from like, you know, going to the church or something like that. So that's how you mark yourself, right? And some people, they even mark themselves by giving themselves like a birthmark. So when every time they see that birthmark, it's always kind of like trigger their memory back. And then the third one is like you made a deal with like some other soul, like, you know, if you cross path, you know, one of you will try to remind you, or each of you, you know, oh, you know, we're coming from here. That's why you call like soul tribe, and then, you know, that's why they kind of exchange their knowledge. Those like helping each other, you know, finding your source and then go back to the source, and then you can have your own like soul tribe. Then fourthly, you can just you know, when you open to that kind of soul tribe, you kind of open yourself to the knowledge of the Akashic records. So you somehow work on your Akashic records, maybe hire someone, or you learn yourself or something, so you obtain your knowledge back from the Akashic records file or the cloud. So what they name the cloud, you know, like all of this stuff is actually it is as is. Like the history and the Bible say like the God, you know, what do you call, passing the Ten Commandments, let's say like that, or, you know, or like an emerald tablet from the, you know, from the cloud. It's literal. So whoever that, you know, store that or like writing it is just like as literal as is, like from the cloud. Cloud means the memory or the source, you know. And then emerald tablet is a tablet. It's tablet like that means like computer, right? Computer that people can see. It's not the computer like cloud people cannot see. So they need like something to as a platform, like computer, tablet, phone is as a platform. So a black hole, not black hole, I mean, what do you call it? The black mirror is a some sort of like platform for us, you know. It's like kind of, maybe back in the days it was just like mirror, like the mirror magic, but people have no idea how to use the mirror magic anymore, so they need like technology. That's why they call it like the technology is the tech from alien. Like the Apple is like technology from the alien, which is true because, you know, there are alien there. Actually, they're I don't know, they're like a part of somehow other star seeds that like creating us. Like we're the hybrid being, like it's called human the only hybrid that can cross DNA with any other beings. That's in my opinion though. That's why pig is actually have a human DNA, because pig was like a hybrid from human. So when you see the stories or like you know, in Sun Gokong or like a Monkey King, they have the Chupat Kai, it's just like with the pig. And then in Indonesia we have the babi ngepet. It's like kind of like a demon, a being that can transform into a thief. So it's also as a pig. And any other, I don't know, I think it's pig is like, you know, why you can transplant their organ of a pig into human, because, you know, we have the same DNA. So it's, I think if you talk about the evolution, I think that's where is the root coming from, the pig being the pig being as the hybrid cross DNA facilitator. That's why, like, you know, like maybe boars can live in the wild, you know, but even they live in the wild, they can't really like take care of themselves, because, you know, they're well, what do you call that? the fang, I don't know, it's like there's like a giant teeth that growing inward. So like they're going out there and then the curl going back to them. So well, maybe they can if like that they meet some like human or something who gonna cut it. But if it's like they grow like that, if they grow until like they're all gonna go back to themselves. So they're unable to take care of themselves. Like even they can live in a while, but they're unable to take care of themselves in like a long term. So the pig, like the white pig, oink pig, they cannot live in a wild because they are a farm being. It's just like human is like farm being. We are in a farm. So this is we are in an experiment of, I don't know who's our master, and they still like us right now, I guess. So but we're at the end of times, like we're towards the end of time, so they will keep putting us in a experiment, and maybe when they're done they're just gonna purge us and then change with a new look or new, like when you like read the history, they said like human back in the days was like a giant, right? And then the Noah is also a giant, and like the way they eat also is different. They're like herbivore, they're not omnivore, they something like that. So it was like we always change. It depends. Like we're in a game. We're like a computer game. Like that's why we call it fractal. So they're making us this game, the game of art, right? And then they need player. So we are the player. To be able to reborn in this earth as a player, you need a token. The token that you can use the token. Like if you play video game, you need a token, right? To be like either you put the coin as a token or you can get a credit token, right? Then you're like, okay, you're like player one, you in, boom boom boom. So we're like reborn. So it's gonna be like that. So in my opinion, though, the token that we have is through like karma, like karma, good deed, something like that. That's why they have the judgment day. Oh, you did this and then blah blah blah, something like that. But it's not always as fair as it sounds. I don't think so. So it depends. The situation. So yeah. So if you want to go back, you need the token, right? And then some people like, oh, I don't want to go back anymore. It's because you're so bored. Like me right now, I think I was bored, and then I was like, you know what? This is what you're gonna do. If you want to play in this earth, this is the only slot that's available. You're gonna reborn in this family, which is my family right now. But you're gonna have a good family, but you're gonna have your sister who doesn't get along with you, or or like you're gonna live in or born in a slum, like you're gonna live in a rough situation. This is the challenge. Do you want to do it? And then I was like, I can do it, I think. And then I was like, boom 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 boom, and then I was here. And then the second I was here, I was like, what the fuck, and then maybe I regret it, I disappointed or something like that. So that's why when they said like, they people who's doing suicide, they kill themselves, they always like reborn like that again, because they kind of like have no patience. So instead of they're like finishing this the game, they just like want to go back to the zero again. They're gonna use up their token. That's what it is. When you play RPG game, it's like at the first time you're like, it's easy, right? And easy, and it's fun, it looks good. But then in some certain stage, I think it's gonna be like chaos, like. And also, let's say, okay, if you didn't get the chance to even play any games, so if you watch this movie like Ready Player One, in some point that like all the rewards been claimed by the players, right? And there's only like one, like a big rewards that the people gonna like compete to each other for, and then it's gonna be a chaos because everyone is gonna go like gonna go run after it. So it's gonna be a chaos, and then this is what happening right now. I don't know what kind of rewards right now, but like whoever the creator of this game making a little bit chaos, especially in the Western world. So or maybe they just like try to make people more blending to the east, or I don't know, they just try to move, so all the players gonna move or something, you know. That's why they make this as a chaotic word. So there's a lot of things to discuss, but what I'm saying about the game is like, somehow if you're unable to obtain any memory from the Akashic records, you're lucky enough to be born in a family who has the ability to give you that data from your history, your history or files, or you can just simply get a talent or like gift, or you're gifted person that you're able to, like, you know, I don't know, like clairvoyant, claridian, you know, or something like that. So the people with the claridian, in my opinion, they hear something from up there, or like, you know, the supporter out there, they're like gonna watch us. It's like when you're like in the ring of you're in the ring in the arena, you know, people are like, whoever that's supporting you, just like gonna be like, come on, like cheering you up, like, come on, Jun, you know, Chayo, something like that. And then that's why we hear, because we're in the sleep, you know, we're right now, we're in the sleep. So when we sleep, when someone call you from your I don't know, your other not astral world, but your other realm, they just like, you know, you can't really clearly hear, but some people, they clearly hear. The same thing when you sleep, when someone call during the sleep, sometimes you hear in your sleep, but sometimes you didn't hear anything. So it's like that. That's clairvoyant is like someone who's numb or not numb, or like sensitive. And then clairsentience, yeah, someone who's like stuffed nose, that's why they cannot smell. So it's like that. So it's like all of these like give ability, clairvoyant, claridian, clairsentient, something, is just because you kind of like, you have the tools. In the Ready Player One, you get the tools to be able to go back 1 minute of your real time, right? So that's how it is. It's a tool. So we have that tool. So I gathered that tool well before I reborn. You know what? I'm gonna reborn, but I'm gonna gain this tool as a clairsentience, or like a clairvoyant. And then I'm gonna have a mom who's like, you know, kind of have the same like me, or like have a family who's okay with it. Like, if, they're not gonna prevent me from that. You know, even they think I'm crazy. And then like my sister is like so mean to me, not getting along with me, something like that. So it was just, but it's a tool that we carry in our like we have a backpack, you know. My backpack is an owl, by the way. So we have a backpack that is full of like our tools. So that's how it is. I'm gonna continue like talking about this because my train is coming right now. So this is the thing. So talking about this is so funny because when, like, you know, I'm in a rush something, but I have to cut off. It's the same when you're like in a dream, you're in the astral travel, then you have to go back because the alarm ringing. So you have to go back like in this like earth world again. It's like that. So we're gonna continue. So when you continue, you like either you remember where you left off or no. So that's why many people like they can like continue the dream every time they sleep. Anyway, so yeah, my train is coming. So talk to you again soon. Ciao.